imagine that we're in a theatre. It's dark and there's a hush as the curtain goes up and the orchestra starts playing, and onto the empty stage comes a man, a seer, John the divine. He's witnessing a drama, and then we, the audience, are called into the drama of Scripture. Understanding what's going on in the book of Revelation is really complicated, and I think that this image of a play taken from Tom Wright is really helpful. We're in the dark. John can see things as a seer, one who sees into a different spiritual world, and he's showing us things as well as asking us to step into the story that God is telling. John writes using poetry, prose, prophecy, apocalyptic imagery, and it's actually a letter too. Think Shakespeare, poetry, shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Prose, the quality of mercy is not strange. Prophecy, is this a dagger I see before me? And Revelation, well, just think of the ending of Romeo and Juliet. John draws extensively on the writings of Daniel and Ezekiel when he's talking about prophecy, and Shakespeare did that with Greek mythology. So the image of a play and Shakespeare's writing is sort of tools that we can use as we start to explore this amazing book. Shakespeare's language is clunky and old, it's hard to understand, and the same thing is happening with John in Revelation. Okay, so context is everything. Even the name of the book, Revelation, should actually be Apocalypse. But when the Bible was translated into English, the word didn't really exist, so they used the word Revelation. But revelation to us often means something else, like a new fact, like a new Partygate scandal, or our vicar, Simon Cansdale, making award-winning marmalade. But Apocalypse conjures up different pictures as well. Think Aleppo in Syria, or images from Ukraine, or even the hijacked planes flying into the Twin Towers. So here's one example of why cultural context is crucial. The church in Laodicea, accused of being lukewarm. So what's that all about? Because you are neither hot nor cold, I will spew you out of my mouth. Well, it's such a foxing statement. Surely lukewarm is better than cold if we're talking about faith. So, Laodicea is in the Lycus Valley in Turkey, and the river itself dries up in the summer, but it has a number of springs. The most famous of these are the hot springs at Pamukkale, and down the road at Colossae there are cold springs. But here in Laodicea, a discovery of an aqueduct shows that the town relied on the hot water coming from the hot springs 5 miles away to cool on its journey. This water was encrusted with deposits, but also it was totally unfit to drink. So if you did actually drink from the pipes, you really would have thrown up. You had to wait for the water to settle in the big jars, and then you could drink it. So the comment is not about lack of faith, it's about being ineffective. It's about being absolutely useless to God. As you see, context is everything. And there's also a kind of a sense that you had to be there to appreciate it. When I think of Armageddon, unfortunately, I always think of the front cover of Private Eye when President Bush takes over, and it's an aide whispering in the ear of George W. Bush, "It's Armageddon, sir," reads the speech bubble, and the president responds, "Armageddon, out of here." But then you had to be there to understand what it was about. My children say, well, who is President Bush? It's the same with Laodicea. You really had to be there. Because we live in a very different culture, we'll have to work harder to understand this complex and amazing book. Well, we've certainly got our work cut out for our summer reading. But let's keep our eyes and ears open and have our guidebooks at the ready to help us navigate this incredible book. And I invite you to step up onto the stage with all of us and enter into the drama of Scripture, which will surely change our lives.